Okay guys, so Typhlosion definitely turned out to be a lot harder than a lot of us expected. It was not a full special attacker, kind of like I predicted in my second set. It is a mixed attacker, and the moveset that I predicted for it in my best counters video was kind of spot on. I got a couple of moves wrong, but I didn't expect it to have less moves. I thought it was gonna have 7 moves, so I added more moves in there. But for the most part, I got all of his moves right. But anyways, I'm not gonna stroke my ego too much on that one because I think I've got some pretty good counters here for you guys that are actually confirmed now that we know the move sets and stuff. So we're just gonna dive into it. This video is completely unscripted, by the way. So if I ramble, I apologize in advance. Anyways, let's get into what I think is actually the best counter for this raid, and it is my Tyranitar build from my best counters video, except I've tweaked it just a little bit to compensate for the build that Typhlosion is carrying. So let's take a look at what I've put together for this updated Typhlosion set. Alright, so for this Tyranitar build, we are going to be using a Dark Terror type, of course. We're going to be holding a Shell Bell because we do not need the lumber that I thought we might have needed, because Tyranitar doesn't actually have Will-O-Wisp, so we don't have to worry about getting burned. So our held item is going to be a Shell Bell, which is going to come in super clutch, trust me on that one. Now for our stat spread, we have 252 in attack, 252 in special defense, and the remainder going into defense with an adamant nature. You could also run an impish nature, which I believe boosts your, double checking here, boost your defense and lower your special attack, or you can go for a careful nature, which will boost your special defense or lower your special attack. But the main thing that you want to get out here is you want to have 252 in special defense and 252 EVs in attack. Now I adjusted the moves for this thing just ever so slightly by changing one move. So we're going to be using Crunch, Assurance, Iron Defense, and Screech. Now you may be thinking to yourself that Tyranitar is probably not going to be that good of a counter because Typhlosion is carrying both Play Rough and Earthquake, both moves that are super effective against Tyranitar. But Typhlosion doesn't really have the attack stat to make those moves hit hard enough, and Tyranitar is dumb bulky already. So we're going to be able to tank a lot of these hits while retaining our health with Shell Bell and using Screech and Iron Defense to kind of mitigate damage. So the strategy for using Tyranitar in this raid is going to be turn 1, use a Screech. Turn 2, you're going to want to use Crunch or Assurance, and you're not going to want to use Iron Defense on turn 2, because I believe between turn 2 and turn 3, around those times, Typhlosion is going to reset your stats. So using Iron Defense on turn 2 is just going to waste your time. So you might as well just use Crunch turn 2, Iron Defense turn 3, and then after that you're just going to want to Crunch and use Assurance all the way until you can Terra and then eventually defeat the Typhlosion. Now I've only tested this set offline, so I'm not really sure how good it is online, but I assume it should be pretty good online as well, especially since online Assurance might actually be better than Crunch, because there's a fair chance that a lot of your allies are going to have Pokemon that are faster than Tyranitar, because the way Assurance works is that it does double damage if the Pokemon you're attacking has already taken damage in that turn. So that would double Assurance's base power from 60 up to 120 if you can get your Tyranitar to move after your allies. And as you can see here in the video that I'm playing of my solo attempt of taking on this Typhlosion with just my Tyranitar, it's not able to do enough damage to us, mainly because Tyranitar is just so bulky, but then also we resist a lot of its moves, and the moves that we don't resist and get hit for super effective are kind of not that much of a deal to us because Typhlosion doesn't have a high attack stat to deal with Tyranitar's much higher defense stat. And then on top of that bulk, until Typhlosion gets rid of your sand, you're actually going to have a higher special defense stat as well, so any special attacks that you get hit with are going to be pretty minimal in the sand. And then once you Terra, you're actually going to lose one of your weaknesses in Earthquake, so now you're just weak to Play Rough, and Play Rough is even weaker base power damage than Earthquake, and it has lower accuracy. So I honestly think Tyranitar might be the best counter for this raid, both solo and online. It might even edge out the Annihilape counter that is going around, that is probably going to be the most popular one, of course. But I think Tyranitar is a sleeper hit for this raid, so y'all should give it a shot if you have the resources to put this together, and let me know how it goes. And if you're not going to use Tyranitar, let me know what you are using and what works for you. But I'm off of this one for now, so if you enjoyed this or found it helpful, smash that like button, consider subscribing because I do a lot of Pokemon raid content like this, so if you want to see more, gotta make sure to hit that subscribe button. And like I said, this is off script, so I'm rambling now. Anyways, I will catch you guys later.